What we discussed during that particular conversation was that online work is different than brick and mortar work. You guys do everything. There's no osmosis learning on the rough days, listening to your teachers when you didn't sleep very well the last night, right? You have to do every assignment. There's no skipping assignments and taking a lower grade so you can just keep moving along. Our students work very, very hard, and they have to motivate themselves to do all of that work. So these graduates have learned a lot. Not only have they gained excellent knowledge from the curriculum, but also they have gained skills like independent learning, perseverance, and time management. Graduates, these are skills that many of us didn't have until long after we graduated from high school. So you are ahead of the game. Please recognize that you have these skills and you don't lose these skills. They will be with you forever. We talk a lot in StVrain about getting students prepared for jobs we don't even know exist yet. This pandemic has reminded us all that things can happen which create new opportunities to work in ways we had no idea would be needed only a short time ago. Your next steps may be a little uncertain right now, and that's okay. But I guarantee you that when you take that next step, you're going to be extraordinarily successful because you are prepared. So please keep us posted on your next steps. Next, I would like to welcome Emily Lehman, our 2020 salutatorian, to the podium. Emily has attended SVOGA since the beginning of her sophomore year. Right under here, and the next mic's for this, okay?
Thank you, everyone, for coming out today to celebrate the class of 2020's graduation. It's an understatement to say that 2020 has not gone the way that we hoped it would. But despite the obstacles that this year has put in our path, we all still succeeded in graduating. I want to take a moment to thank the staff of Global who have helped us throughout these challenging times and have ensured that we finished high school. Online high school is not seen as the traditional path. Unfortunately, many people still dismiss it as being a lesser form of education. But in my personal experience, being in an online high school has been my best education experience. The brick and mortar school setting did not work for me, and it made getting up and going to school very draining. At one point in time, I sincerely thought I wasn't going to finish high school. When I transferred to StVrain Online Global Academy, feelings about school did a 180. I immensely enjoyed taking online classes and never once had a teacher I didn't like. Our school's in-person campus is a wonderful place, and the staff made being on campus fun and enjoyable. I felt like I was truly a part of the school, not just someone trying to get an education. I never once felt like I couldn't talk to any staff member. I could finally say that I enjoyed school. When I first started attending Global, I felt uneasy about telling strangers that I did online school because of the way they would dismiss my education and question if I was actually learning anything. Now I proudly tell people that not only did I go to online high school, but that it was my best education experience, and that an online high school education is just as valuable and credible as any other form of high school. Online high school has helped me in so many different ways. It has helped me improve my communication skills, learn to become self-motivated, and understand how to appropriately manage my time. These skills are crucial for adult life and are sure to help me as I move on to obtain a college education. With most college classes now moving to online, I feel confident that I already have the skills needed to succeed both online and in person. I could not be more grateful to Global for helping me to shape me into the successful adult that I will become. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to welcome Jaden Johnson, our class valedictorian, to the podium.
I'm not sick. Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for coming to celebrate SVOGA's Class of 2020 graduation. First off, I'd like to say that I'm honored to be able to deliver this speech. I'd personally like to thank Mrs. Strussel and each mentor for giving me this opportunity, for letting me come to SVOGA, and for never failing to be so communicative and helpful. That being said, I was initially clueless as to how I should deliver this address. How could I simultaneously celebrate your achievements while also acknowledging the turmoil that our country and your families have gone through? What with the global pandemic, protests, and figuring out college or work, I'm sure all of your heads have been left spinning and that the future seems uncertain. In the end, I can't possibly speak to the magnitude of these crises. However, I can do my best to reflect upon our collective high school experience and offer some words of encouragement. Now, if you're anything like me, then you didn't see what all the fuss was about when you started high school. Sure, there were classmates who could drive, and the teachers assumed you were more responsible than you actually were, but nothing was so difficult or so stressful as to weigh you down. And yet, in spite of this, I personally didn't participate in anything. I refused to look into clubs, talk to teachers, or spend time making new friends. It was only until sophomore year that I decided to try speech and debate, something I had never done before, when I found a community that I felt I belonged in. My fondest memories over the past 4 years haven't been listening to hours upon hours of lecturing, as much as I hate to say it, but rather the small moments and inside jokes shared with my closest friends. In fact, when I look back on my high school career, I wonder how close I could have been to merely making it through rather than truly enjoying myself. The difference, I found, was taking that initial risk, visiting that club, talking to an unfamiliar person, and learning more all along the way. That's why I hope that when we all graduate today and press on to our futures, we each decide to take our own risks and simply see what happens. At the moment, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. I don't know what I want to study in college, what I want to pursue as a career, or where I might like to live one day. And for many of us, I'm sure the same holds true. The future is shrouded in uncertainty, and we're often muddled up in doubt, but even as I speak these words, I remind myself that I wouldn't have it any other way. With certainty comes limitations. In time, we'll all settle into our respective daily routines. Although it may not seem like it, we'll eventually make it through class, earn our degrees, buy homes, have families, and establish ourselves as members of a community. Nonetheless, this exact path isn't set in stone for us all. There are so many paths, so many possibilities for each of us to find success in our relationships and endeavors. We each have the privilege, now, of not knowing how it's all going to turn out. Of course, with this privilege, we also have to accept that there will be bad times. I don't have to pretend to be a sage to say that, because life experience has already taught you this lesson. My best advice may sound platitudinous, but I encourage you all to persevere in the face of adversity, whatever that means to you. Don't be afraid to change plans when things don't work out, or to recognize your failures when they come. At the very least, grow from these rough patches, as, quite simply, we don't have any other option. Finally, I'd like to rein in the scope of my address and get down to brass tacks. First, laundry. Do it often. If I've learned one thing growing up, it's that clean clothes are important for your well-being for obvious reasons. Next, rotisserie chickens. When you're broke and have nothing else to look forward to, a $5 rotisserie chicken will always be there to comfort you over a few days as a delicious, cheap, and convenient meal. Also, when the going really gets tough, don't be afraid to ask for help. And, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't offer one last word of congratulations to each and every graduate and their family. It's been a tremendous 4 years, and the future will promptly be in our hands. Lord help us all. Next, I'd like to welcome Director Jim Berthold? John Ahrens, okay. Okay, there it is. Our esteemed board member to the podium. where's the spreader? Right. Okay.
He's cleaning up for me. I appreciate that. I'm going to remove this since I'm the only one up here, and I think those are the rules we can go by. I am incredibly honored to be here. What you have done is what the world is doing right now. And it's knocking over everybody. The wind is out there. Thank God we actually got a nice day and we didn't get any rain. I was going to say, March we all experienced a pandemic and experienced a bump in the road, but I don't think you guys even felt it. As the rest of the country was scrambling to try to figure out how to go online, they looked towards your schools, they looked towards your curriculum to figure out how they could emulate it, how they could work it into their plans. And the shift was massive and quick and a little bit sloppy and a little bit hard. But again, you guys didn't feel the bump. About 7 years ago, I was in Erie High School, and I was talking with a young gentleman who was working on C++. And I knew we didn't teach C++. And so I asked him, I said, where are you getting your help from? And he told me online. He had met a mentor. And at first I was like, online? You met somebody? Didn't know what to think. But the gentleman who was helping him was an engineer at Ball Aerospace, had reached out. And this student right now is working for Ball Aerospace. He has since graduated. I think he's working on a master's right now. It's been a while since I've touched base with him. But those mentors that you can reach, whether they're in front of you or whether they're on the other side of the world, are really important. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. I want you to realize that your online education and your education in general is never ending. We're all lifelong learners. That learning takes place anywhere you exist. So as you travel on, as you move on, remember the great progress that you made here, and realize that you can work online, you can work with someone right beside you, but it's really important to surround yourself with people who are on the same pathway, who have the same passions, who want to accomplish similar goals. They're going to be your PowerPoints. They're going to be the people that are really going to make you achieve great things. And this is one of those great things. So I hope you all are very happy with what you've done. I'm going to get taken out one way or another. I guess my speech is too long. That's a bad one. But I do want to say, make sure that you are lifelong learners. Make sure that you surround yourself with people that supported you. Today, thank your teachers, thank your parents who will always be there for you. Remember where you came from. Remember the goals of really moving forward. If there's one last thing I'm going to say about the pandemic, I think we have to look at it as a positive. It's changed a lot of the world, and I know many of us feel like we've been living in kind of a Groundhog Day, and we have to look at the calendar to figure out what day it is. But on the flip side of that, we want to look at what's happening. People are spending more time with their families. People are spending more time pursuing activities that they might not have done in the past. People are looking at compassion. People are looking at how to communicate and collaborate with their communities. I think we're really on a pathway of finding that humanitarianism matters, that we are gracious for what we have and thankful for what we have. And I think you are a great representation of not only that graciousness and that collaboration, but your achievement has the rest of the world watching. So thank you very much. Congratulations. I salute you. Am I supposed to get... Okay. And that's Jim, yes? No. Well, I have Jim on as that, but okay. I would like to welcome Jim Berthoud to the stadium, or to the podium. Thank you. With a clean... My mom would be proud. All this cleaning.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you all being here. Congratulations. I'm not going to give a speech. I just want to say that this is a big day. I remember when I graduated, didn't have too many more students than you have from my school. It was a private school. And we went on to do great things, and I know you all will do the same. And someday you'll be back here telling the students who are in StVrain school district how you achieved and what they can do to follow you in your footsteps. So the formal time starts now. I hereby declare that these seniors, the class of 2020 of the StVrain Online Global Academy, have met the requirements as prescribed by the StVrain Valley School District Board of Education. It gives me great pleasure to present to you this outstanding class, and we are now ready for the presentation of the diplomas.
Now we would like to recognize the graduating class of 2020. At this time, I invite the graduating class of 2020 to line up for the diploma distribution. Please keep your mask on and maintain social distancing. First, we'd like to recognize the students that were unable to join us today due to travel or work commitments. So y'all get lined up and stand on your little X's. Hunter Jeffrey Barchers. Yadira Angelina Castro. Michael John Duff. Charles Patrick Eckstein. Skyla Rose Heath. Matthew Brian Herman. Emma Josephine Lukenbill. Keenan Seaver Olson. David Perez. Stephanie Rodriguez Chavez. Emma Patricia Shires. Anna May Schwind. And now, the graduating class of 2020. Are y'all ready for this? Ari's ready. She's running up here. Ariana Apolinar. Ashley Nicole Athman. Cameron Lee Brown. Rebecca Ann Brucker. Catherine Elise Ives. Jaden Lance Johnson. Allison Teresa Kennedy. Yay. Kyla Grace Kinsley. Emily Catherine Lehman. Zachary Chase Leverett. Monica Christine Luttrell. Brianna Mary Mae Mason. You can't see it, but my face hurts because I'm smiling so much because I'm so excited for all of you and so proud. Jordan Michael McRory. Macy Ryan McKenzie. Regina Eleonora Moritz. Blair Satine Newby. Yay, Blair. Cameron Joseph Piotti. Pessy Cassandra Prom. You go, girl. Kelsey Paige Riley. Madison Jean Ross. Yay, Maddie. Daniel Emerson Vera Brannon. Mason Gray Wallace. Kaylee Marie Whitlock. Yay. Anna Grace Williams. And Michaela Nicole Zavataro. Please join me in congratulating the StVrain Online Global Academy Class of 2020. You all are awesome. It's spraying back at me, Stacy.
I know. Just think how clean you are now.
I don't like the smell, though. I'm going to tell y'all, it wasn't pleasant.
Yes.
Can I sing now?
congratulations to you all. We have one final task for today, and the movement of the tassel on your caps actually signifies the movement you're making in your educational journey. You have been a candidate for graduation for some time now, and moving your tassel is a symbolic gesture representing the fact that you have moved from candidate to graduate. So please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Community of support, I now officially present to you the StVrain Online Global Academy 2020 graduates. Graduates, if you want to shake your caps, since you can't throw them this year, now's the time to do it. Thank you all so much for being here today. I'm going to begin dismissing you. We are so glad that we were able to be together, and we thank you so much for responding so well to the needs that we had with social distancing and masks to make this possible, because having us here together today is an incredible gift. So if we could start from the back row, F and G, you guys are dismissed, and we'll give them a little space before we dismiss our next row. Row E, go ahead and make your departure. Row D, go ahead and make your departure. Row C, go ahead and make your departure. Row B, go ahead and make your departure. And row A, go ahead and make your departure. Thank you everyone for being here today. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the year summer.